How do you handle it when a woman is breaking up with you, giving you the friend zone speech, telling you she doesn't feel it, she doesn't see it going anywhere? Basically, anytime a woman is ending things with you, what should you say? How should you react? That's what we're going to discuss in this video. Hi, I'm Bobby Rio. We've all been in the situation where we've had a woman give us the talk, and basically she's telling us she doesn't want to continue dating us. She doesn't want to continue whatever's going on, whether it's the beginning of a new relationship or whether you've been with her for a little while. Essentially, she's ending things. And it's really important in this moment that you handle it right. And what you don't want to do in this situation is what most guys actually do, and that's try to change her mind. Because the more you try to change her mind in that moment, the more she's going to dig her heels in and she's going to be like, whoa. And you're really just going to kill any attraction she still might have had towards you. And you're also, a sort of unsaid thing is, you're also going to damage your self-esteem a little bit, right? Because whenever we're really chasing after a girl and not getting her, a part of our own self-esteem starts to dwindle. So what you want to do in this situation, anytime a woman is giving you the talk, is just look at her and say, sure, all right, like it doesn't bother you, like you're totally cool with it. And there's a few reasons why you want to do this, and I want to go over them. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, what if I do want her? What if I'm not cool with it? I'm going to explain why answering in this way, sure, all right, sets you up to possibly rekindle things in the future with her. So anytime a woman is ending things, it's usually because of one of three reasons, okay? The first reason is she just doesn't like you. You're not her type. And in these situations, can you change her mind? Possibly. Is it worth it to chase after her? Probably not, right? She just doesn't like you, right? She doesn't like you. Let's write that down. She doesn't like you. But that's usually not the case if it's a situation where it's a girl that you've been dating for a while, because if she didn't like you at all, she wouldn't have spent so much time with you. She wouldn't have continued dating you. So this is actually a rare reason why she ends it. More likely it's one of these two reasons. The second reason is timing. And this one is huge. Because we've all probably been in this situation ourselves where maybe we met one girl and we go out on a few dates with her and she's really cool. We really kind of get along and we can potentially see a future with her. But then this other girl comes into our life. Maybe she was like an ex-girlfriend, the girl who got away, a female friend, a coworker that we've had a crush on. And we're just more invested in her. Right? We just, like, the minute we get attention from her, that girl over there that we thought was pretty cool and cute and awesome, all of a sudden we sort of forget about her because we've got this shiny object over here that we're more invested in for a variety of reasons. And that happens a lot with women. I tell this to my clients all the time, is that when a woman all of a sudden goes cold, a lot of times it's because an ex-boyfriend popped back into the picture, her old crush, she hit her up on Instagram and now she's going on a date with him. And she just wants to give him all her attention, right? So the timing is a big aspect of it. The third reason a woman is ending things with you is point blank, she's not sure. She doesn't know how she feels about you, and she senses that you have strong feelings for her more than she has for you. So what I mean by that is, imagine she's on a scale of 1 to 10, she's at maybe a 5, right? I like this guy, he's cool, he's fun, but then she looks at you and she sees that you're at like a 9 or a 10. She's like, well, this guy's already thinking about marriage and he's already imagining, that we have this future together. It's going too fast. I don't know yet. I'm still kind of on the fence about him. So in that situation, a lot of times what she's going to do is she's going to end it because she doesn't want it to get weird later. So she's going to say, hey, let's just cool this off, because it's easier, right? If she doesn't think you feel it that much, a lot of times she'll keep it going. But if she senses that you're really, really into her and she's not at that same level, she's going to end it before things get more and more complicated down the road. So when you know these three things, right? We take this one off the table of she doesn't like you, because let's just not talk about that one for a second, and we only concentrate on these two, right? Timing and she's not sure about you. Well, that means that when she's ending it, really all you can do in that moment is say, sure, all right. Because if the timing's off, you're not going to convince her. And if she's not sure about you, and then you try to convince her how sure you are about her, that's just going to further push her away. So let's talk a little bit about the attitude and why it actually helps you in the future if you do have interest in her. So if we think about this concept of timing being off, well, then the attitude that you want to convey really is choose, don't need. What do I mean by that? I mean, you choose to be with her, but you don't need to be with her. When you say sure, all right, it's like you were choosing to be there. You weren't emotionally invested and attached, and you're not going to lose your mind and go crazy that she's not around. You were choosing her, which is actually a very attractive trait. Women want to be with a guy who chooses to be with them, not a guy who needs to be with them. So when she's ending things with you and you just kind of casually let it roll off of you, she goes, oh, okay. Like, part of her goes, oh, this guy, he was like cool with this. And it elicits a little bit more of a positive memory of you in her mind as she's leaving, which opens up the opportunity for you later on to hit her up. And I'm going to explain a way to do it later on in just a second. But the other reason why saying something like sure, okay is really, really powerful is because of this. Fear of loss. She's expecting you to do the opposite, right? She's expecting you to make one of the pull away mistakes I talk about, confessing your feelings, trying to convince her, explaining yourself, or potentially even getting cold or mean to her, right? All these are a really strong emotional reaction. And that's kind of what she's expecting. So when you don't have that, when you seem kind of cool with it, it's like, whoa, did I make a mistake? And all of a sudden fear of loss kicks in, like, I might really lose this guy. And now you leave, and you leave her doubting herself. And again, maybe you walk away for good and you never see her again. You still are better off doing that than trying to convince her, because convincing her will never, ever work. But saying sure, all right, and being cool with it leaves you with an attractive memory in her mind. And this is why when we talk about timing, right, it allows you to come back in. Because again, if the timing is off or she wasn't sure about you and you end it and you're cool about it and you don't get all, butt hurt and you don't go grovel and buy her flowers and try to change her mind, you put yourself in a position where you can use, Rob and I teach something called the favor text, right? Where you send a woman a text after not talking to her and you say, hey, I need a favor, hit me up. And essentially that text is meant to draw her in. It's sort of a little bit longer of a technique we do where your whole thing is sort of sneaking back in under the radar. And when you leave on a high note, you open yourself up to do that. Same thing with a female friend, right? A lot of guys say when a female friend, one of the worst things you can say to a female friend if she gives you the friend zone speech is, well, I don't need any more friends, right? A lot of my clients, they brag to me. They're like, she told me she wants to be friends, and I said, I don't need any friends. I don't want to be friends. And I said, that actually shows like a reaction. It shows you're not really a cool guy. If you had just said sure, all right, and then you continue to be friends with her, it's really easy to attract her if you do the right things going forward. But the minute you do that, you just actually wiped your chances out. So keep that in mind, that you're going to be in positions where a woman is going to be ending it with you. And the best thing you can say in that position is sure, all right, okay, cool. And be totally nice with her, end things positively, walk away, and leave yourself the opportunity, if you really think there is a true connection there and you really want to give it another shot, leave yourself the opportunity, give her that space for a little bit. And a lot of times either she'll reach out to you, which happens way more than you'd imagine, or enough time goes by and then you text her with something that is sort of, never direct. You're not going to send her, hey, I want to hang out with you, or hey, let's give this another shot. You're just going to send her something like sort of casual, and imagine it like you're putting a fishing line out there, and see if she bites, because when the timing is right, a lot of times she will bite. So just wanted to talk about that in this video. And if you found that helpful, hit like, leave a comment below, and let me know what you'd like me to cover in the next video. And also don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future videos.